Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, the equal housing lender, NMLS number 2289. We are, again, an equal housing lender. And with us today, everybody, our panel, we have Miss Becky Alley, top 1% of all originators in the United States. Hi, Becky.
What's going on? Happy pre-Thanksgiving Eve, everybody. I hope you're ready and you got all your things ready for tomorrow so I can go and be fat.
I love that, and I love Thanksgiving. And also, we have Mr. Harvey Freed, host with the most, over 30 years, mortgage banking experience, host of the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, heard every Saturday morning along with Becky Alley from 9 to 10 a.m. for the last 23 years. Harvey, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And I hope everyone is really, really safe. The bars I saw last night were already filling up. So again, call those Ubers out there. If anyone's listening, make sure you call us. We'll even pick you up, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And Becky Alley, I want you to introduce our special guest, Lisa LaRoe, realtor extraordinaire, been on our program before. Go ahead, Becky.
I mean, yes, a realtor extraordinaire. You definitely hit it. So the day before Thanksgiving, it was a no-brainer for me on who was going to be on this podcast. You're talking to someone that literally pours into her community. She pours into her mentees. She pours into her team that she's building. She really is out here living and doing the things. And she's one of the selfless, kind, most positive people I've ever met in my entire life. So ladies and gentlemen of the Hardcore Mortgage Show podcast world, we got Miss Lisa LaRue from eXp Grow Zeal.
Hey, Lisa.
Wow. Thanks, Becky. That was really beautiful. And yes, I pride myself on doing my very best to be the most grateful that I possibly can every single day and reminding others to be grateful as well. And we have this really great energy between us every day then. So yes, it's definitely something I talk about a lot. And I'm just thrilled to be here today. This is my holiday for sure. Gratitude.
I love it. Lisa LaRoe, always smiling, always filled with information. And joining us on the podcast is our Lisa. Of course, that would be Lisa Lawson. Lisa Lawson, nickname Google of our office, because you ask her a question and she'll give you the answer. Good morning, Lisa Lawson.
Morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a little late.
No problem. Let's jump into it. Lisa LaRoe, let's jump into it. eXp Realty, realtor extraordinaire. Give us an update on what you've been doing and what's happening in your world.
Sure. So I have been building my team lately and pouring into new agents, training agents to be great agents. And the best way to do that is as soon as we have a client in their pipeline, we take them through the whole process from beginning to end, show them the right way to do things, show them the right lenders to talk to, and just grow from there. And we have seen some huge successes in our team with just taking them step by step through what is a great process and seems to be working really well for them.
That's pretty awesome, Lisa. And I love that you're training new agents. And do you have like 2 or 3 things that are the Lisa LaRoe Bible that they absolutely have to follow? Tell me, what are your 2 or 3 go-to things?
Absolutely. The first thing is take yourself and your emotion out of the process 100%. Yes. This is about our clients. This is about their process and what is important to them. So it does not matter if, they decide to back out or they decide, that things need to change. This is 100% about them, and you need to completely remove all emotion from the process. So that's number 1. And number 2 is about asking the right questions. If you can't get into their head and understand what their future goals are, you can never properly help them to where they really intend to go. And sometimes people don't know how to express that to you, and they're not sure what to tell you, especially if they're new at this or if they haven't bought or sold in a long time. So it's up to you, the professional, to make sure that you're asking the right questions and getting those answers so that you can properly service that client.
That is so good, so true. Becky Alley, how do you like those two go-to things that she has. Everybody has fundamentals. We talk about them all the time, right? You can't be good at anything unless you have a fundamental understanding of what you're going to do day in and day out, right?
Okay, so she had me taking notes, right? Even though I know those things, it just every time she says it, it's fresh, it's clean. I've heard her say that 5,000 times, but every time she says it, it's different. It hits different. It resonates in a different part of my brain. And that's why, her team is going to be successful, because what you practice in private always comes out in public. And, and we're not here to sell, right? She's preaching, we're here to help. And the clients, and a lot of people get their emotions involved. Sometimes you have newer agents and they have one transaction and they're driving us all to crazy town because they need that check, and it's Thanksgiving and you feel empathetic for those agents. But at the end of the day, that's also going to translate in a bad experience for your client, because they're not understanding what the rush is and they're not understanding those things. So that's key, is taking our emotions out of it. I absolutely really, that hits home because I have a transaction like that right now, and it's great. And everything that she says and does right now is literally what she lives by. And she hosts a, positivity call every Wednesday. There's national, like, agents from all over the country get on this call. I've been on it a few times, and it's all about starting off with that positive mindset. And it's not about us. And it's not about, right now, because if it's not now, it's when, so I always say that. And you're right. So whether they're going to buy the house now or in 5 years from now, it's setting them up for success and being top of mind. So I love all those things.
I love that. Lisa Lawson, you have a couple of go-tos right now, because you're always studying, you're always looking for solutions to any kind of situation that comes up. Give us a couple of your go-tos.
Yeah, I mean, everyone used to tease because I would read guidelines, right? When the new guidelines came out or there was an amendment or revision, I was on it. I was reading it cover to cover, front to back, making sure I understood it. And everyone thought I was crazy. But, that allows me to think outside the box. And I hate to use the word manipulate, but, sometimes this guideline will let you do something on this type of loan and it won't on this one. So, there's a lot of these little nuances. And I think it's important to know all those things so we can best service our clients and make sure that we're offering products that fit their needs to the best of our ability, and not giving them things that, maybe it could have been serviced by a different type of loan better. So I think, the fact that we educate ourselves and we're in constant mode of learning, I think is a big strength to everybody at Capital Mortgage Funding. And I know it's definitely one of mine.
Yeah, I think that's, Lisa, that's number 2 on your hit list, right? Ask the right questions so you can service your client better, so you get the right answers. So when we go over guidelines, just like, we go over with clients, we have to know what's going on. And Lisa, I'm going to ask you this, and then Harvey, I'm going to go right to you after I ask Lisa this question. So Lisa,
yes,
right now, Lisa Larola, Realtor, right now, the new program du jour. This is the new program du jour, right? The temporary buy down. I'm sure every lender is coming at you. Do people even know? Do lenders even know what a 2-1 or a 3-2-1 buy down is? Does the general public know? Is this a one-size-fits-all? It's certainly not to me. Is this the start of a bad mortgage program? It's being mass marketed. Do people really understand what this is, Lisa?
I'll tell you what, I do not get in the mortgage business. This is one thing that I definitely handed over to you guys for. I am thrilled that there are options for my buyers, and I am thrilled to put them in your hands and make sure that you take great care of them and make sure that they're getting those questions answered. So for me, it's more of a conversation that I want to put you in the right hands so that you can find whatever loan fits your needs. And I'm going to put you in the hands of someone that I truly trust that will take care of you and make sure that you're making really good financial decisions. And that's all I have to know about it, right? And luckily, that's all I have to know about it. Obviously, I know the general idea of how it works, but I'm never going to speak it because I'm going to say it wrong, right? just like you guys talking about a home value or something, you may not be in the right realm. So I just keep my nose out of the mortgage and I send it to you, who I trust and know that you're going to take great care of them. So that's my take on it.
You don't understand how on the inside I'm smiling so much on the inside, more on the outside by what you just pointed out. Exactly right. We're not in the real estate business. We don't pontificate and give our opinions on that. We let you do that. We wish more agents had the same type of perspective and attitude that you have when it comes to what we do. There is this new program this year, Harvey Freed. It's a temporary buy down. It's either a 2-1 or a 3-2-1. Back in the 80s, I did a lot of 3-2-1 buy downs, more than 2-1 buy downs, because it gave somebody for 3 years a little lower than the going rate right now. I'm afraid now, Harvey Freed, that this is being mass marketed, and this is my opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad program. As a matter of fact, for the right person, it could be a very, very good program. I'm just worried, Harvey, that it's being a mass marketed program and people are just using it as the program du jour. Should I be concerned, or is this just another Harry Glanz overreaction?
No, it's very interesting that we'll sit on the sidelines and see how it all shakes out. But I like what Lisa was saying about the excitement of home ownership and making that fun again. And, again, I think that's the whole idea, is keep that focus on the client. And if this is something else to sort of take their eye off the prize, which is finding that great house and working with the great agents out there and understanding the value of why they would make that offer, and they're buying this house because it's in a great school district and they're going to raise their family and there's great neighbors. And that's the most important thing about everything that we do daily. So I do hope that more agents focus on that and leave the financing up to us. Again, we can always refinance it and change your situation. So many clients are putting less than 20% down, keeping that money in the recession that we're having now to use for other things.
Yeah, don't know if I got an answer to my question on that. So I'll go to you on that. I'll go to that was certainly ADD. But anyways, I'll go to you.
I got an answer for you.
I'll go to you, Becky, on that.
Okay.
Becky, program du jour, temporary buy down, 3-2-1, 2-1. Is it really good? Is it just going to be another one of those mass marketed things? I mean, you tell me, help me out with this.
Okay, so it is very client specific. It isn't for anybody, and it's definitely going to be catered to someone that already has funds of their own. We all know that one of the biggest issues is people finding money for closing, and the 3-2-1 buy down is conventional only. It's not, you can't do it on FHA, and the 2-1 buy down, you can cater it towards FHA, but you have to find a seller that's willing to pay concessions, right? So a concession is the buyer's willing, or the seller's willing to contribute towards your closing costs and prepaid. So it's it's heavy on the fees. So if you have a $200,000 house and the buy down is going to be $6,900 and the seller gives you $7,000 towards that, yes, that's great. You're going to start at a 4% interest rate versus the starter 6% interest rate. You do have to qualify with that 6% interest rate, but now you have to come up with your down payment and your closing costs, because those concessions do not go anything towards your other fees that were already there anyway. So it's very client specific. But like what Lisa Lawson was talking about is, we know these products, we know what is best for our clients, and that's why we can pivot so these deals don't perish, right? And we have to find ways that are going to suit their needs. And it isn't for everybody. If someone has the funds and they're asking me about it, I'm going to definitely educate them. But if someone is leaning towards that, so if you're having conversations and someone is leaning towards an ARM immediately, and they're leaning towards these product du jours that are in vogue right now, you need to reevaluate those conversations, because we still really are truly in a fixed rate market. In my opinion, these rates are still very manageable. But again, it's all about those conversations. And then it's also leaning on our referral partners like Lisa LaRue, where she knows that, we're a reflection of her, and having that trust and knowing that we're here to set the clients up for success, not within the next 5 minutes, but 5 years down the road. It's not just right now, it's for the future. What is their 5-year plan? And that's what we're always having those conversations at length with everybody.
Yeah, I want to get back to Lisa LaRue, but first on the real estate aspect of it. But Lisa Lawson, any follow-up on the temporary buy down? Any thoughts that you might have?
I was going to say, if someone's giving you seller concessions, I think it behooves you to look at the difference between doing a temporary buy down And if you don't need the money for closing, looking at the difference between that and a permanent buy down, you know, people kind of forget that there's a difference. And sometimes it makes more sense to utilize that money to permanently buy down your rate, maybe a point for the entire duration of the loan, than temporarily buy it down 2 points. It'll be 1 point next year. And then it goes back to market rate on the third year. That doesn't always make more sense. So you have to talk with someone who's willing to take the time and crunch the numbers, because sometimes that permanent buy down makes way more sense than a temporary buy down when you've got sellers willing, you know, to kick in some loot. So, you know, again, speaking to people who are educated, who will take the time to crunch the numbers, take the time to show you the difference in savings and the impact it'll have on the long term for your financial future, not just the moment you get in the house, I think is super important.
I love that analysis. I do.
And I think Miss Lisa LaRue wants to say something.
I think she does. I love that analysis. You're not going to get that type of analysis and education anywhere else. We'll do the deep dive on it. Lisa LaRue, go ahead.
Oh, you're muted, Lisa.
Oh.
Sorry about that. There's a little bit of noise at my house, so I'm trying to keep it down over here. But yes, Lisa, this is so imperative that you are, you know, prepared to take those and do those analysis for my clients. My clients are my clients for life, right? I want to see them succeed house after house, year after year, and making sure that I'm sending them to you guys who are going to take the time with them, who are going to care for them in the way that I care for them. That is imperative to me. And making long-term decisions, just like you guys are talking about. Yeah, it might be great for right now, but then what, right? We want to look at the whole big picture and make sure that we're doing the best for our clients overall in the long run.
I love that saying. And then what? Somebody's getting a deal. And then what happens after rates go? And then what? I agree, Lisa. I do. I want to go back to, let's talk about some real estate right now, Lisa. Here we are, day before Thanksgiving. December's right around the corner. What's going on with Lisa LaRue in December, January, and February? I mean, it's cold, right? It's cold December, January, February. What's going on in real estate for you in December, January, and February?
Me and my team, we are going to be very busy. As you guys know, unfortunately, a lot of these homes that are on the market now are not going to sell. They're chasing the market. They're going to expire off the market. And this is the opportunity where my team and myself are going to be picking up the pieces and getting these clients back on track. We're going to, be able to help them through the problems that they're having. And some of the problems they're going to be having is either the agent didn't advise them properly on where the market was headed. They were not prepared for that, or they just plain and simply didn't listen to their agent, or they ended up, unfortunately, chasing the market. They priced it wrong to begin with, and then they had to chase it and reduce. And we all know that when you first hit the market, that is your best ideal time to get the best offers for your house with a strong marketing plan. So that's exactly what my team and I will be doing. We will be picking up the pieces for these poor expired listings, putting them back on track, getting them where they're going, hopefully selling them great homes and finding them, the right path by asking the right questions.
Yeah, Lisa, not getting too far in advance, but I'm feeling spring and summer of 2023 will be another good home buying market as a result of lack of quality inventory. See, everybody thought that there would be a tremendous amount of inventory coming on the market. Well, we know that never happened. I look for that again to go ahead. There'll be inventory coming on because there always is in the spring and the summer. So I'm looking for another strong home buying season in 2023. What are your thoughts?
Absolutely. And I'm saying right now, buyers jump on board right now. And the reason why is sellers are getting a little bit nervous because they don't know where the market's headed. So they have a little bit of nerves going out right now. And the buyers are able to come in and ask for those concessions that they couldn't ask for before. Now, when we hit spring, guess what? We're going to have a big problem again, like we did before, right? We're going to have no inventory and lots of battling. So I definitely feel that if you are a buyer and you're considering making a move, do it now.
Yeah, so we bring this up all the time, and I want to get into some interest rates. It's only fair because we brought up the real estate, and it's only fair to bring up what interest rates are going to do right now. And this is just Harry Glanz's predictions, and I don't like making them, but I feel that if I don't let people know what I believe what's going on after doing this for over 33 years in the mortgage industry, I would be remiss. So right now, the Federal Reserve this year has had 4 consecutive 75 basis point hikes to the Fed funds rate. And that's so far, because today they're going to reveal the Fed meeting minutes. And in December, mid-December, they're going to go ahead and raise rates again. Now, some people say that they're not. Some people say it's going to be a 50 to 75 basis points or a 75 basis point increase. My feeling is they're going to go ahead, they're going to bump it up again, another 50 to 75, heavily weighted for me on 50. For 2023 first quarter, I think that they're going to have another 50 and possibly one more. And I have to accentuate possibly one more after the first quarter. But those are my projections. Team, I'll go to you. I'll go to you, Harvey. What do you think about that? And by the way, Lisa, 2 Lisas and a Becky and a Harvey and a partridge in a pear tree. I don't think that this is going to affect home buyers now through 2023, because after all, as Becky's grandmother will tell you, people bought homes at 17 and 18%. So 7% is a bargain. Harvey Freed, what do you have to say about that?
Say this, that the interest rates do drop, and we're saying with the inventory situation, it's going to be a frenzy, another buying frenzy, and it's going to feel like that fear of missing out again. And this spring of 2023 will be very exciting. And again, Lisa, to add to your point, then that makes it now a buyer's window. And right during the holidays, those sellers are really motivated, and the cost to carry these homes throughout the winter, you got to winterize them. They're still paying their mortgages, the heating, the cooling costs, whatever. The windows are letting in the cold air. And I think, like you said, it's just a little buyer's opportunity now before the spring of 2023.
Yeah, I agree with that. Becky Ellie, regardless of what rates do, spring and summer, winter, right this second, all the way through 2023, going to be another solid home buying year.
Okay, so we talk about the rates a lot on the radio show, and we try to put that education out there. And what Harry was mentioning is the Fed they've raised it 6 times total this year. Okay, but we're talking about short-term rates that have been raised. You're talking the HELOCs, the car loans, the credit cards, right? What the Fed is doing doesn't necessarily affect the mortgage rates. So that's why, even though they're going to be increasing them, because we're now getting the inflation is getting a little bit more under control. That's why you're seeing the interest rates pull back a little bit. So there's a lot of misinformation where people think that, oh, the Fed's raising the rates and the mortgage rates are going to 10%. The mortgage rates follow inflation. And the reason why they stayed as low as they did the last 2 years is because we had what you want to say guardrails. Okay. They were temporarily artificially deflated. So while inflation was going up, the rate stayed right here. Well, they took those rails off, and that's why you saw them go up extremely fast in a very short period of time. So now you hear the Fed talking about the rates, and everyone's kind of tying that together. What is happening is the more that the inflation gets under control, the interest rates on mortgage side, your long-term bond rates are going to stay a little bit more balanced. So to everyone's point, if you are looking to buy, now is the time. We just saw a huge jump last week. I mean, over 1% deduction in actual interest rates, while, because inflation, we got November's numbers out, or October's, I'm sorry. November's coming out. We're going to see probably another pullback, hopefully. So the point is that when is the good time for you to buy? When it works for you. It is always a good time to buy. It's always a good time to invest in yourself, because you, as a first-time home buyer, if you're not jumping on that wagon, that investor that sees the opportunity is buying the house that you're now going to rent from. So you need to kind of look at your perspective and how you're thinking about things and what really is the best for you and your personal future. If renting works great for you right now, that's awesome. But we're going to come up with a 5-year plan of where you're trying to go. I definitely think that we talk about it too. This market isn't just one thing. It's a lot of things. It's a it's technically a seller's market, but it's also a buyer's market because buyers are able to take opportunities because some people got out of that game. And it's also over asking, it's under asking, it's a lot of things. And that's why it's so important that you are working with professionals like Lisa LaRue, like her team that is being trained to the highest caliber that you could be trained, so that way they can identify these situations, because this market isn't just one thing, and you cannot do like Harriet loves to say, it isn't the product du jour. Okay, you can't just order it off the menu, because each buyer is very unique, just like every house, every person. And it's so important that you get in something that is curtailed to you so you can be successful now and 5 years from now.
Yeah, like the market, not a one size fits all. Like mortgage programs, not a one size fits all. It's tailor made. This is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show or podcast. Sorry, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding, powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, equal housing lender, on MLS number 2289. I'm going to go around the horn. Lisa LaRue, we're going to start you off with last words for the day. Last words for the day for Lisa LaRue are what?
Gratitude, y'all. I am so thankful to be here, and wow, what a great group of people to surround myself with today. I'm thankful for you guys, and just keep doing what you're doing. What Becky just said, and how important it is to spread, think about it for your 5-year plan, not just for today. That just speaks to my heart, and exactly taking care of the people that are around you in any way that you possibly can. And that's how we care for our clients. So thank you for that, guys.
That's awesome. Awesome reminder. Harvey Freed.
I like 3 words: consistency, your process, and your plan in life. And if you put those things together, you're going to be really successful. We already see a lot of folks starting to plan for 2023. Give us a call and let us help you with your mortgage, your home ownership plan for next year.
Yeah, Lisa Lawson.
Yeah, I kind of want to piggyback off the other Lisa saying gratitude. I think, and this week with Thanksgiving going on, I'm very thankful for, obviously we were thankful for family and friends, but also thankful for the opportunity to work for a company that lets us, explore different options and make sure that we have everything that we need to offer our borrowers, and work with our realtor partners to make sure that everyone is set up for success. We don't pigeonhole anybody. You call some places and they're like, oh, you need an FHA loan, FHA. And then they call me and I'm like, they should have been conventional all day. We really try to listen and come up with a plan specific to the borrower and their long-term vision and what they expect to do with themselves and their property in the future. And I hope that everyone has the opportunity to work with someone like that.
Love that, Lisa Lawson. Becky Alley.
Oh, my Lisas are always after my soul, always saying all the right things. And that is also why I will follow them into any mortgage or real estate dumpster fire, because I know that we will get out unscathed as long as I am surrounded by these amazing people, all of us. And you're so right. We are very fortunate. We are very blessed to work with a company, to have a leader like Harry that is always in the office, engaged, doing the things to make sure that we have the tools that we need, so that way we can spread our wings and shine our light down on our clients and our referral partners. So I am so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunities we have to, help people. And there's a lot of really bad information. And I feel like there can't be enough good information out there, because it takes double positive to outweigh a negative sometimes. And, so that's why we do this every week, every Saturday, because if we say the same thing and it touches that different person every week, well, then we did our job and we're here for it. And then the other thing is, I am grateful. I'm going to learn my Grandma Allie's secret recipe on deviled eggs today. I might hit her up on about some interest rate talk and see what comes out on social media. But I'm so grateful for those opportunities and to be able to pass down traditions to my kids now.
Yeah, I love that. And first of all, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank you for being on the podcast today, but I also want to thank you for trusting us each and every day, as I trust you. Lisa, Harvey, Becky, everybody here at Capital Mortgage Funding. I want to thank Roberto Beauchesne. He's our producer director in the booth. Happy Thanksgiving to Roberto and his family, as well as to all of our listeners and all of our realtor partners and business partners, all your friends and family. I'm wishing you nothing but a happy and peaceful Thanksgiving. We need more of that in this country right now, but that's a different show and a different podcast. Also, want to thank everybody. And as you go around your Thanksgiving table this year, and everybody, it's a tradition in our family, First we go to the Lion game, then we come home, and then we go over and have a great Thanksgiving dinner, our house this year. And we go around the table and we ask everybody what they're thankful for. Well, of course, I'm thankful for my family, but I'm thankful for the opportunity every day to wake up and try to give people the best possible advice. Don't be sheep. Don't hang around with negative people. Formulate your own opinions. Go after that. Okay, go after what you see, but do it the right way. Ask the right questions. Give the right answers. Take your emotions out of a transaction. I love having a positivity call. If you're going to fly with eagles, don't hang out with the pigeons. Listen, I love you all. I appreciate you. I'm thankful for all of you. Roberto, we're out. This has been another Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Podcast. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.